What is it, Steve? Are you saying, oh, the sun's been up for a while, let's start our day? Well, what about the other one? You ready? Let's do this. It's gonna be lunacy today. What is lunacy? Well, the cat just ran, jumped over that chair, jumped over T-Rex's head, and was ready to go out the door before we were all set up. Oh boy, it's cold outside. I gotta put on a hat and a jacket. Is it the moon? Is it the moon that causes us to get a little bit peculiar this time of the month? When it's a full moon, 9:21, we are late. And there's so much on our plates today. Sorry, Steve, did T-Rex just jump on your head? You'll pay him back. Oh, you want me to go right over to the ice bucket, huh? I will do that. We have so much to talk about today. The moon and the sun and the sky and the snow and the ice bucket challenge. It did defrost a little, but it's solid again. Jeff's like, how come this bucket doesn't break? I don't know. More likely to break my fancy window washer. I think I just did, actually. It's sacrificial. So that bucket has been frozen now for the most part of 2 weeks. We've had a cold wave in here since that February 13th storm. Let's see, today's, what? The 25th? So about 12 days in a row. 13. I think for Dan in Southwest Connecticut, love interacting with you on Twitter. This is the 13th day in a row where you've had some snow on the ground in the background there, where your thermometer got down to 15 degrees this morning. He says, not the coldest so far, but the 4th coldest so far. So another very cold morning. Now, we did not lose the wind here in the Boston area. You can see there's still a little breeze going on. And nonetheless, though, without even a strong night of radiational cooling, we still managed to get down to about 17 or 18 degrees here. Cold, high-pressure system. It's kind of a new one, and there's one more to go. There's going to be another one coming in tomorrow night. All right, so what do you want to talk about? How about this morning? The moon. A lot of pictures of the moon set. And the moon took many different... Is that an eagle out there? Come on, don't do this. Don't distract me. There's something circling way out there. Come over this way and we can talk more about you. But I want to go to the moon. This picture from Cape Cod Pics. And over the Cape Cod Canal this morning. I think that's the Sagamore Bridge. And the moon looks fairly big and bright, right? Nice gull in there. And then we can go to Peter's picture at Nauset, Peter Martika, and he got sunrise and moon set at the same time, and the moon looks very small there. And then let's go to Boone Island, which is 6 miles off the coast of York, Maine, and 617 Images captures a massive moon that seems to be metamorphosizing into the earth. I didn't know what to call it. It's a mirage. And that mirage is called the bending of light. Now, light bending can be either called refraction or diffraction. Which is it? Diffraction or refraction? Diffraction is when light goes around an object. Refraction is when light bends going through differing densities of a medium. I think I'm going to go with refraction on that one. Where the, space, there goes the bird over the, is that a gull? Come on, it can't be a gull. Just circling like that way up there. I guess it can. Almost looks like an osprey. Way too early for an osprey. All right, going with gull. So many rabbit holes. Speaking of rabbit holes. Is this one right here? Or is that a rat hole? Rabbit can't fit down that hole, can it? T-Rex. Thank you for not barking this morning. Lunacy. It's lunacy. What does that word mean anyway? Lunatic. I think it's a derogatory word now. It was used to describe people behaving like you just didn't understand why people were behaving that way. And it was attributed sometimes to the moon. So anyhow, the moon was just full. And did you have some weird dreams last night? I did. Dreamt I was stranded at a Ritz-Carlton. I couldn't find my way out of it. But they had really good lettuce. They actually had a lettuce farm. And there was a team from Rosignol there testing some
short skis or something, and they had a barge out in the water next to the hotel with a Rossignol insignia on it. Does any of that make sense? No, none of that made sense. That's what happens with your dreams. I think dreams are what happens when your brain tries to file all the information that goes through your head every single day from the random access memory into the hard drive memory, and it comes out in metaphors and a lot of confusing things that, if you actually take the time to think about them, kind of make sense to what's going on in your life. And I could make sense of all that, but who wants to do that? Look, there's some ice down there on the rocks. Could this be the last of last time I see ice on the rocks near my house? Could be. Could be. There's a warm wave headed to the east. Let's transition to weather now and talk about... I didn't finish the moon subject, though. So the moon really is small on the horizon. If you're taking a wide shot, like from 6 miles offshore, and you focus in on it, it makes it look really big. So it's an optical illusion. There's a great bar trick you could play with somebody. If you hold out on your hand a basketball, a grapefruit, or a pea in front of that rising moon, which covers it up best, the basketball, the grapefruit, or the pea? Well, it's actually the pea. It's about that big, same as your fingertip. So the moon is actually very small, and it's an optical illusion, and I don't really have time to go into all that because no one really understands it, and you can read a lot of subjective opinions on why that happens. Why does the moon appear so large, but when it's actually very small? All right. Now let's go to the weather. How about that? 1026 high pressure system moving south of us. It's cold high. Warm air advection this afternoon. Temperatures this morning that were 10 below zero in the northeast kingdom of Vermont may rise up to close to 30 this afternoon. Close to a 40-degree temperature rise, and that's going to involve some wind. The wind is going to pick up from the southwest, and then guess what? It's going to snow tonight. How much snow? Well, this latest 12Z, 12 minus 5 is 7. 7 a.m. run of the NAM high resolution says, wow, looks like not only a warm front, but a cold front may keep the snow going from northern Vermont right down into Boston tomorrow morning. Did they say it was going to snow in Boston tomorrow morning? The NAM, is saying that we may have snow showers going right off the coast tomorrow at this time. Wow, that'd be a surprise, wouldn't it? Anyhow, this is going to be another quick cold shot tomorrow night. Tuesday morning, we have cold high pressure over us, and the warm air is coming racing and barreling at us. Boy, this is going to be active here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Rapid fire changes. We're going to have a warm front go by Tuesday with some mixed showers changing to rain showers, if there are any mixes in northern New England after a cold start back into the 40s anyway, if not 50s at night. Temperature's going to keep going up Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, still looking at this just heck of a cold front coming across the Midwest with severe storms probable in the Mississippi River Valley, and rain changing to snow and ice in the Great Lakes states, and it could be a real quick burst of rain to snow in our mountains here Wednesday night. So all the guidance is now focused after going back and forth. It's going to be Wednesday, it's going to be Thursday. Wednesday night, the front comes through here. So in Boston, we may have a freezing afternoon on Thursday, February 29th, but the high temperature is going to be around 50 or 55 at midnight, and then falling down into the 30s in the morning. So Thursday's getting very cold again. And then that cold high pressure system is going to go east of us, and then here comes something up the coast. Now, it's not going to be cold enough, long enough for anything to get here next weekend. Looks more like actually after the weekend to be a winter storm. It looks like more of a kind of spring storm with just cold rain possible here and big surf. I'm not going to go into that, but there's a chance that we're going to have some serious surf coming up the end of the week, and ski weather will continue. We're not going to take a major hit. You want to look at the coast-to-coast, week 17 now of coast-to-coast snow in North America. And wow, is it snowing like crazy in the west and the Rockies all the way down into Arizona, New Mexico. And then most of that lifts north through the Great Lakes and into eastern Canada as the wave of cold shifts west and the wave of warmth shifts east. It's all waves, and there are some signs that there may be another wave of cold coming in here late in the period, around day 10 or so. Very cold in Canada, and we have these storms continuing to come in off the Pacific. So March can be a very interesting month, and it looks like just the next 3 days are going to be very interesting. I had an interesting conversation with Jeff Mers yesterday. He keeps the data in South Dennis. True, bona fide weather geek. He wants me to always talk about the Socorro connection. When these storms come out of the Pacific Ocean, we get a feed all the way from Socorro off the coast of Mexico. And that may happen this week, Jeff, with that Tuesday rain, right? Excuse me, the Wednesday rain for here. And anyhow, yesterday was day 11. Today is day 12 with some snow on the ground on Cape Cod. And we looked around at some of the damage from what he says was not a blizzard, and I say was a blizzard, on Tuesday the 13th. So more with Jeff and then my brother watching the sunset over Bass River. And it was really pretty. And I saw the moon in my rear view mirror coming home last evening. The moon is a very big object in the sky, but the universe is much bigger, so our perception of the moon is altered when it comes up over the horizon. But if you look at it in a camera or a mirror, it actually is very small. It's lunacy, I tell you, lunacy. I didn't get this all organized, but it's one take. These videos are all one take. I just put in my mind all the things I want to talk about, and then nature takes over from there. The sky and the water and the Maine Coon cats and the T-Rex dogs. All right, talk to you tomorrow. I'll wipe your eyes. Okay, one more thing. Yeah, these are all one take, unscripted, but I really meant to have James Cinco included in this one. James, this morning, more on the lunacy and weather together. There's the moon. It looks so small in a photo. Well, it's in actual video. And then there's your pie ball, the balloons that are lit up every morning at the National Weather Service offices with a little radio sound attached. He said it was 2 below zero this morning, and it's a great example there of the moon actually is really small compared to, you know, like that pie ball, which is what, about 2 to 3 feet in diameter. Anyhow, that balloon gets released every day at thousands of places across the globe, and each little radio sound transmitter sends back about 200 different dynamics of a profile of the atmosphere from the Earth all the way up to when the balloon pops near the tropopause. And it's amazing that you don't get hit on the head by one of those radio songs, isn't it? And they have a little tag on it to send it back. Anyhow, thank you, James, for sharing that, and more on this lunacy of a Sunday. TK trying to relate the weather and the moon and the attributes of nature, flora, and fauna, and what happens to us all when there is a full moon, which was yesterday at 7:30 in the morning. Wow, looks like it could be a stunner of a sunset here over Bass River and Fallons Pond. Keep it down up there, will ya? Trying to do out the door, weather and more. Cold now, it's getting cold. It's almost down to freezing on the Cape. Maybe some ocean effect on the outer Cape. What do you think?
I think so. I think we may even have a little stuff coming out of the sky already today.
Let's go look at the broken branches at Angela's house.
Only pine branches. Figure out where it came from.
Those ones look like they were cut by a saw over there. But these are clearly broken down. These are the old pitch pine. Is it called black pine?
Where'd it come from?
Up there. I would say it came from up there.
In the broken spot.
So how much snow do we have so far
This season here in South Dennis.
Total, unfortunately, only 12 inches.
This is 3 more than Boston, I think.
And considering we only had 5.5 last winter, we're not doing too bad.
Yeah, and look over there in that yard. How come
They have so much snow still left in that yard over there.
I think they have a snowmaking machine over there. They just rehab it.
So do you think we're done with the snow yet or what?
No. March is always good for a good storm or two. You just never know. Like
Right.
you said, could be more before the end of the month.
Yeah, March is funny, huh? Because you can be like warmer than cold.
Blizzard one day, melts in 2 days because it's 70 2
Yeah.
days later.
So March is going to be interesting.
March is always a great month. Starting to think about gardening, and
Yeah.
then it snows, you're like, oh, so much for the garden.
What's going on over here? So someone must have plowed up onto the
That guy was a nut.
whoever did Mark's house.
Oh my goodness, Mark has some serious lawn.
Where did that come from?
Oh my goodness, Mark, I'll help you with that if you're in there
It must
watching.
have come from there.
Oh yeah, right.
I just noticed that walking down. That's terrible. That guy should be fired. I can't believe you didn't chew this up. So another big one over here
Yeah.
came down.
So give our landscape company, Greg,
In Angela's yard. Not
yep,
happy.
they'll have to fix this up. The hazards of this road. We got to fix this road too. Ah, he's my cousin.
Obviously, you look at this. He is. I saw this one come down. Looked out the window, and there it was.
Was it during the snowstorm?
Yeah. Little wind gusts. Well, we had all that heavy snow.
Right from up there. Oh yeah, I see the.
Yeah, you can see the spot.
Yeah.
I got a dent on the hood of my truck from the ice falling.
So would you classify that as a blizzard Tuesday, February 13th? Even though in Hyannis the wind gusted over 40 miles an hour for 3 hours in a row with a visibility below a quarter mile?
That's Hyannis. Look at the hail damage.
Hail. Yeah, right.
Where is it? Look from this side.
see
Right
it.
there.
What's that from?
That's from ice chunks. There's 5 inches of snow turned into ice, and everything fell. And
Oh,
it was
right.
Bang, bang, bang,
Right,
bang.
right.
I'm lucky that the windshield did not shatter, but still.
Right. I heard that a big, huge chunk of ice fell off like the Sagamore Bridge and through somebody's windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was something else.
You can go at speed, but this is just falling down with the wind. It was dangerous. You could hear it all night long, banging on the roof and everything.
Right. It was a warm storm that turned cold.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Patty's yard. Look at that. He's got a snow machine in his yard too.
They do pretty good.
So this is day 12 in a row with snow on the ground, enough to make a snowball on Cape Cod.
You can see where you piled it up from shoveling. Piles at the end of the driveway.
Well,
here.
they obviously didn't pile it in their yard, so this has got some staying power. That's going to make it until Monday or Tuesday over there.
We're here. The sun blares down. Even the moonlight melts it at night.
Full moon today.
Oh, that's right. It's official.
It's called the snow moon.
That's right. 2 o'clock in the morning, I think.
No, it's
I'm glad it's
7:45.
going to be cloudy. That moon is so bright.
It was 7:45 this morning. Snow moon. See if you can hit me with that. No,
Look at it. See, it's nice and clean.
So this is Jeff, our official weatherman in South
nice and
Dennis.
clean. It's still on the inside.
Thanks for the update, Jeff.
It's like fresh snow.
Much appreciated. We love your data.
Hey, thank you. No problem. Always here.
All right, and more and more and more. I got to hit over the bridge now.
My temperature's up there. Actually,
Oh yeah, he's got the Tempest too.
still working.
It's a TK Tempest. Working better than the one at my house in Weymouth. All right, that's probably it for the Inmore. Maybe we'll get the sun going over the Sagamore. Hopefully not get hit by any ice falling off of it.
See, I cleaned my roof up, but I can only reach up so far.
It's called the Cape Cod roof right there.
It looks so much better when it's clean.
But at least he's got the dual anemometers. Got one right there.
The old school one that works when
And
the
that one.
power goes out.
Yeah.
Don't need Wi-Fi for that.
It's freezing. All right. See ya. See
All
ya.
right. Sayonara. We'll see you on YouTube.
I hear it was sunny off Cape all day, and here we are out the door, 5 p.m. The sun just came out. Kevin came home, so I haven't made it off to the bridge yet, but it's probably going to be an incredible sunset. There's Fallon's Pond. There it is. And the moon is just past full, so technically it is a full moon today, even though it was this morning. And the moon would be on the other side of the sky, and we can't see that yet. It's finally getting cold, too. Cod's pointed toward the northeast, and Kevin says that there were a couple of snowflakes in Brewster today. So snow on Cape Cod going into the books. What do you see over there?
Dennis Water Tower.
There's a water tower that you never noticed before?
That's correct.
It's probably that one next to Ezra Baker, right?
I would say right next to the fire department.
We both left the doors open. What, do you live in a barn?
Good thing the heat's on.
The things you notice at sunset. Beautiful sunset. So I didn't make the bridge because we had to do some visiting. Gorgeous. Still got a very slight breeze from the east. And more and more and more. Good night, everybody. I mean, good morning. I mean, good day. I mean, see you tomorrow.